It can't get any worse. It's the worst combination in the league, so it's going to get better. It has to. Is it going to get good enough? I don't think so. I think there's something about these two that don't click. Dak immediately, the Dak and dunk early last year, fell in love with Cole Beasley. That may be more his game than down the field. And maybe Dez Bryant has taken a step back. I can't question the wide receivers and people that say Dez Bryant isn't what he used to be. That combination's not going to be the magical combination that I anticipated this year. It will improve, but not enough to make a difference.
It's going to be reunited, and it feels so good. Dak and Dez are going to explode this weekend. So they open with Denver. Best secondary in a decade.
Best defense.
I mean, just unbelievable. Yeah. Then Arizona's corners, great. New York Giants, Rams. Say they can't run the ball. So that's the problem. So now let's take a look at who they play now. Look at the secondaries in the pass defense. Oh, now it gets kind of easy. What do you bet over the next month that I don't see Denver on there. I don't see Arizona. Watch Dak and Dez. Running game emerges, Dak and Dez.
49ers playing tough. Redskins playing tough.
49ers are 0-4, Ray.
Yeah, he's still playing tough defense.
And Atlanta. I can't trust
I can't trust
Green Bay's in town.
Well, you know, one of the things is that they're putting themselves in third and long, second and long. But last year they'd have second and 2. You got a lot of options. Third and 1, you got a lot of options. When they third and 15, third and 9, you know, it's hard to squeeze that ball, and all of a sudden we're going to double team Dez. We're going to double team Dez. You know, we're going to take him away. Now, where do you go? Also, Dez and Dak haven't played together long. Only really 17 games. He played with Tony Romo mostly. So it takes some time. And that offensive line is not the same offensive line. They lost the right tackle and a left guard. I mean, when that happens, that chain is just not as strong as it was. I think it'll come, but it's not there yet.
ED knows this, and so I'm gonna say this. We asking what's the problem? What's the answer? What's the answer?
Zeke.
Feed Zeke. You got to feed him. I'm watching these games, and I'm paying, and ED knows this. You give a back like Zeke, 1 carry, 2 passes, 2 carries, 4 passes. That goes totally away from your identity. When you talk about the run, the rushing from last year being down, Zeke was touching the ball probably every first 8 downs, some type of way. And so what does that do? That makes sure a man come in the box, 8-man in the box. It isolates Dez one-on-one, and then the Cowboys get back to what they've always done.
Okay, do we think they've gone away from that because bad play calling or because Zeke isn't mentally there given the offseason he had and all the controversy? Can Zeke handle what he did last year? Not every running back can handle that load year after year after year, and particularly given the headache he had this offseason.
Well, he's only in his second year. And I say it again, losing 2 offensive linemen is big.
Huge.
People don't realize it's big. It's like, why don't you just put the backup in? That's why he the backup. He shouldn't be starting. So people don't realize you lose 2 offensive linemen, that messes up.
Losing one is huge.
Huge, but you lose 2, that messes up your whole offense.
By the way, Baltimore's lost 2 offensive linemen.
Yeah.
It's the worst offense in the league.
Yeah.
Kansas City may play without 2 this weekend. Yeah. Watch them go down.
No. And you step right into my point. And this is where Eric Davis, who comes on the show, has said time and time again, Jason Garrett's not the same coach as Andy Reid. He's not the same play caller. I was set in amazement this week Monday night, watching Andy Reid. They lost an offensive lineman during the game, and the running game got better in the 3rd and 4th quarter because they're so imaginative. I don't think Dallas, from the sideline, is as good. They're not Zeke, nor Dak, nor Dez are getting the kind of help from the sidelines that you would expect from an offensive coach.
Dallas, they don't present a problem for a defense. So let me tell you what I'm saying when I say that. When you walk and look at Dallas, they're in 2 tight ends.
Right.
They're in 1 tight ends. They're in regular 2 wide receivers, maybe 3 wides. They're not giving you no funky, like
Jumbos.
Yeah. What Kansas City is doing with Tyreek Hill and all those was moving these pieces around. When you have to think like that on defense, all you're trying to do is get one defensive person out of position to make a big play. Dallas, you don't have to think to play against Dallas, and I think that's one of the biggest things coming from the sideline.